Hello and welcome back to the channel. We had our quarter century bonanza today. We have a top 4 deck profile for you. What's your name and what did you play?
My name is Ryan. I got 3rd and I played Chaos Fairies. It's a variant of Chaos Fairies.
Very nice. All right, let's get into it.
All right. So first I have the usual meta fairies. All the meta fairies. Basically the main reason you play fairies in Edison. 3 Christia, 3 Herald, 2 Honest. And then the main soul of the deck, I have 3 Soul Purities and Light. Banish 2 lights from the grave to special it. It's just it's a nice beater and extender. And, more fairies, 3-dimensional alchemist. I have mixed feelings about this card, but you gotta run 3 for this deck.
Question about the souls. So some people like to cut down to 2 because they feel it can be a bit bricky and hard to get lights in the grave sometimes to drop it. How do you feel about 3 versus 2?
You'll see in the deck. You'll see in the deck later. It's necessary. Like I said, it's the main soul, the soul of the deck.
Very cool.
Then I have the recruiters, 3 angels, 1 Nova Summoner. I like the 4, just in case you open one of the recruiters in Christia, you can just drop the Christia basically immediately.
Yeah, in some fairy decks, people have been going 3 Nova Summoner, 1 Shining Angel, because Nova Summoner always lets you get it out in defense. How do you feel about the ratios here?
I played the Shining Angel because I have Warrior Lady on the side.
Okay.
So that's the main fairy lineup. Then I have the Chaos portion of the deck. 1 Chaos Sorcerer, 1 Enrise. Enrise is basically just another sorcerer, but it's harder to summon. Then I have the 2 Caiuses. Caius is, a lot of people say it's exactly the thing fairies needed. Because you can just recruit into something and drop a Caius. Or a special soul, drop Caius. It's just a nice problem solver for anything in the format.
Yeah, how do you feel about playing 2 Caius in your list as opposed to 3?
3? It's pretty tight in here. You could play 3, but I don't think it's necessary. Some people play 1 in this specific variant. This is like an older variant of the Pudding / Marcus build, which is very light sworn heavy.
Okay.
And then the rest of the darks I have Gore's Trag. Yeah, so that's all the darks in the deck.
How do you feel about Trag? Do you feel like you have enough cards in your hand usually to justify dropping it as a big guy, or is it tribute fodder? Like, how do you feel about it?
It's mainly just one of the best Dark Fiends in the format.
Okay.
And you need a Dark Fiend to summon Enrise.
Makes sense.
And more hand traps is nice.
Do you play Battle Fader at all?
No. It used to. This build used to. But I just cut it for the second Kais.
Makes sense.
Okay, so that's the Chaos portion. Now, you were asking earlier, how do you get stuff in the grave for the souls and the Chaos guys? Well, I have a pretty hefty Lightsworn package, 3 Lyras, 3 Raikou, and a Celestia. So Celestia barely comes up, but it's a light fairy.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So usually when you have Celestia, people like to put in the hamsters, so you'll be able to more easily have a Lightsworn to tribute off for it. Do you feel like when you're dropping the Celestia, you have a Lightsworn to tribute?
Like I said, it barely comes up, but I haven't had a bad experience drawing it yet, because I usually just discard it for the charges.
Makes sense.
Recharges. Or it's just a fairy for Christia, it's a fairy for Heralds.
So, like, when you draw it, if you can't get off its effect, it's fine, because it's not really a brick. It helps other things get going.
Yeah, I think I got it off, like, twice ever. But it hasn't been dead. So, until it's dead, I'm keeping it for now. I haven't had a bad experience with it yet. And then I have the 1 charge So that's the Lightsworn stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, a common play I do is just Lila pop something, extend with Soul, beat over this stuff.
Makes sense.
Other spells, I have Brain Heavy, and I'm trying out DDR.
Oh, that is a spicy card.
It's been hit or miss, but I like it. Like I said, this deck is a lot of what they call extenders. So I do a normal summon, because the problem with fairies usually was the lack of the dependency on the normal summons.
Mm-hmm.
So more special summoning catches them off guard, and yeah, you will have stuff vanish.
Yeah, you have the alchemists and you have the souls and you have like the chaos monsters to get what you want banished. Does the neg 1 come up that much because you have to discard for DDR?
Yes, but usually it's worth it.
Okay.
Like I said, it's been hit or miss. Sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes it loses me the game, but a lot of the time it wins me the game. A lot of the time, like it makes me discard the 4th fairy. And I get the plus back with the Cristia.
Makes sense.
And yeah, the only traps I run are Return, Call, Miraculous Descent. This is just a call to Hunted for a banished fairy.
Yep.
Like I said, deck is very special summon heavy. So, name of the game is pop back row, special summon stuff.
Well, very cool. How do you feel about the ratios of those traps? Do you think you'd consider running more Miraculous Descent because you're banishing a lot?
I used to run 3, cut it down to 2, and then traded the second one for this instead.
Makes sense.
This is just a lot more.
It's very versatile because you can play it on your turn. You don't have to set it, right?
Yeah, this is a lot more like on demand. Where setting this usually it just gets popped.
Makes sense.
Or it's a bit too slow. Okay, so that's the main deck. So the point of the deck is just to banish stuff and then special summon.
We should do extra first.
Extra? Extra's pretty whatever. Armory, Disaster, Rio, Goyo. This guy comes up. This doesn't, but it can. We have Age of Fairy also doesn't come up. This came up one time ever. It's never won me a game or anything, but it's fun. You can make it with either Celestia or Cyber Dragon from the side. Then I have other standard stuff. This is fun. Also, you can make this pretty easily with Soul plus Herald. This won me a game. Stardust. You can make this pretty easily as well, and then this. The usual. I want to win a game someday with Tempest. We'll see. Side is just some usual stuff. Crow. 2 Sidras. Freed. Everyone talks shit about Freed, but it wins me so many games. You just drop him, cryo pop something, and then you're good to go.
Yes, especially if you can bring back what you banished with DDR or something. What kind of matchups do you bring Freed in for?
I want to say almost everything. Like I kind of want to main it, but for now it's still on the side. Because like Black Wings, you pop anything. Dragons, you pop their hard to get over stuff. Maybe not. Actually, no, I do bring it against frogs because they usually side in Vanity Fiend. This was good. This just gets rid of it. And I have 1 consecrated. I probably should be playing 2, but for now, 1's fine. And I mentioned earlier I have Warrior Lady. That's the only reason why I have Angels. And I have a Grand Mole. This comes in against Heroes, any Raikou deck, any Synchro deck. It's just they usually don't see it coming. And I have some spells. Oh yeah, so I don't main MST, side it, it's fine. I have the 3 Lilas. Usually okay. I have mine. Yeah, this is just for the usual hamster Raikou stuff. Soul Release. Soul Taker. Again for pesky stuff, or I just need to get rid of something.
Yeah, why do you prefer Soul Taker over other removal options like Smashing Ground or Vortex?
Mainly dragons. So, Red MD summons Drago, pop the Drago.
Makes sense.
I forget what other matchups this is for. Oh yeah, it also makes dupe mistiming. Yeah, it's mostly just dragons.
So you need the more targeted removal against things like Drago.
Yeah, and usually I don't care if they gain life points. And like I said, the way it makes stuff miss timing is actually, it comes up sometimes. And then traps, I just have Torrential and then 2 Decrees. I kind of have to preemptively side for deck dev. So any deck that could play deck dev, or skill drain, or whatever else, Royal Oppression.
Yeah, dealing with the floodgate cards. Yeah, dealing with the floodgate cards. So I noticed in your side deck you have a lot of 1-ofs. Do you feel like in each of your matchups you have good access to a lot of those 1-ofs when you need them?
Yeah, like I know my siding strategy isn't very what's the word? Like the usual way people side. A lot of people side like 3-ofs, and I can't imagine ever bringing in 3 of a card for a matchup. Maybe 3 Crow. That's about it. But yeah, I don't really mind. Like, I usually bring in a whole bunch of different stuff for different matchups.
Makes sense. Very cool. Okay. So, I think you went 4-1 in Swiss, right?
Correct.
Correct. And you felt that the deck performed pretty well?
Yeah, like I've been playing this for like a year. And actually no, not a year. Maybe like since the start of the year. A deck came out, a list came out where I basically copied it and net decked it, and then I kind of tweaked it towards my own liking. And yeah, it always seems to perform. Sometimes it's whatever, but it's just what I'm used to.
Makes sense.
I think you got top 4 in the league last month, right? With this list?
Did I?
I think you did. I think you got 4th or 5th in the From League. You did really well. From August.
I don't remember.
All right. So yeah, before we head off, any shoutouts you'd like to give?
Shoutouts to Arthur, basically my training partner. The rest of the Illuminati boys. GameNation, Ryan, Henry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hopefully we'll see you again on another Top Deck profile in the future. But
Thank you.